Hi guys, it's Nika with another modern house. Yeah, I know I said that I personally prefer traditional houses, but I'm starting to feel like maybe that's not entirely true. Maybe I am warming up to the modern houses. Well, one day when if I'll ever have my own house, I would like it to be a bit more like traditional on the outside, but inside it can be fairly modern and clean in style. I say in style because I know myself and I know I will clutter the place. So this house is, I call it a eco witch. Wait, see, I'm really bad at names. I call it eco witch container home or house. I'm not sure about that last word, but I don't think it matters that much. And yeah, I built it in mood wood. This is such a hard name to say. What was EA thinking? Yeah, I built it in Moonwood Mill. Moonwood Mill. I will get better at this. Yeah, in the werewolf world, basically. And yeah, it's a house for a witch, as you can tell from the title. And it's a very modern witch. Actually, there are two witches, and they are obviously in love, because of course they are. That's like the only thing I can write, like, you know, two gay people being in love, like, that's all I do, that's all I write. No, anyway, I keep getting distracted and going on these, like, tangents, is that what you say? I don't remember now. I have to take a deep breath, hold on. This is terrible. Look, I'm recording this in the morning. I just woke up like half an hour ago and I didn't have the best waking up. First, my favorite nightmare returned, so yeah, that was really fine. That was I loved it. Yeah. Come again tomorrow. I missed you. No, please, I don't want any more of these nightmares. Please. And yeah, then I open the news and the first thing I see is a huge ass photo of the dead Pope. Okay, saying huge ass photo is probably disrespectful, but yeah, the first thing I saw was a picture of him. And look, I know death is like a normal part of life, but I don't want the dead Pope to be the very first thing I see in the morning. And also, I'm pretty surprised. I'm not that squeamish, okay? It's not like I like to look. Wait, no. What I was gonna say was stupid. No, it's. How do I say it? Look, if you have, like, in your Sim story a picture of a dead body, or if I'm watching a film and there's a dead body, I'm not that squeamish. I can handle it, and I feel like death is a pretty natural part of life, so maybe we, like, shouldn't be so squeamish about it. I don't know. But I didn't want the dead Pope to be the very first thing I see in the morning, and I know a lot of people are a lot more sensitive in this area than me, and surely they don't want to see this photo the first thing in the morning either. And you know, I took it pretty well. I was just annoyed and I closed the news. But look, I have my own traumas. Other people have their traumas. Maybe those other people, their traumas somehow made them so that they can't look at dead bodies. I don't know. Without, like, getting triggered, you know? Well, I really didn't expect to talk about this today, but it annoyed me. And anyway, I think maybe the news should do better. I'm not gonna name any names. I was pretty surprised this website did it, because usually I respect them a lot and I think they're a good source, but yeah, maybe they should, like, I don't know, cover it or say, hey, this includes sensitive media, do you want to see the picture? And then you tap on the picture and you see the dead Pope. But yeah, let's talk about something else, because I was gonna talk about the house and who lives there, and then I went, like, completely off the rails. Which is fitting, because I had a nightmare about trains, but it wasn't about trains going off the rails. It was more about being on a train and going in the wrong direction and missing the train where I was supposed to be, and it was all paired with the beautiful coming back to university. Yeah. The last 3 years of my life. See, at first I was telling it kind of as a joke, and I didn't want to think of it as of a traumatizing event or something like that. But those last 3 years of my life and university, it really like gave me some scars, and I have to work through it. I quit. Well, I didn't drop out back then, but I quit school. I knew I'm not gonna finish it in like June. Yeah, I took some exams in June, and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this. I don't care. Well, I do care. I feel a bit bad about not finishing it, but I simply didn't have the strength anymore. And yeah, I still have to work through all that, like, these 3 years have done to me. Obviously, there was the pandemic, right? So that didn't make things much easier. And yeah, I really hope, when I said in my like New Year's videos that I hope that 2023 will treat all of us better, or I said something like that, I don't remember what exactly. I really meant it, because those last 3 years weren't very nice to me. I'm doing it again. I was like, okay, stop talking about the dead pope, talk about the build. And yeah, I'm not talking about the build. Yay. This is going so well. You know, no, sometimes I finish a voiceover and I'm just like, yes, that was a good one. And sometimes I finish it and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? What the fuck was I thinking? What was I saying? Well, I don't really think when I'm recording. I just, words escape my mouth and then I say them out loud and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I finish the recording and it's another, like, sometimes I'm very surprised by what I say in the recording. I like really, like, my brain gets blocked out when I'm recording, and then I'm very surprised, not always pleasantly, by what I say or how I say it. Because sometimes I say something that I actually think, my actual opinion that I have, but the way I put it in the recording, it just makes me shake my head and, come on, like, I can say it better, surely I can say it better. But then I'm too lazy to re-record it, so yeah, you are stuck with the very first attempt. Usually it's the very first attempt. I got better at it. In my first videos, it took me maybe like 3 attempts until I got something that was usable. And yeah, now I just do it all in one take usually. Well, multiple takes sometimes, but I don't delete stuff. I'm just going, and when I stop, it's usually because I'm out of breath, or I need to drink, or I can't think of anything to say for too long, so I just turn it off and I take a little break. But it's pretty much all like the very first attempt. Like, it's not like I deleted it and I'm like, never mind, no, this was too bad. too I don't know. I'm sorry, I just found that funny. Okay, are we finally getting into build? Please, brain, don't give me any other ideas. We need to talk about the build. Okay, hopefully now I'm all calmed down and I will actually talk about the house. Okay, so it's a modern house for 2 modern witches who are married, and yeah, it's in Moonwood Mill. I'm getting better at this, but I still think it's a stupid name because it's really hard to pronounce. Yeah, and on the outside, the house is fairly normal. You probably wouldn't think they are witches, but once you step inside, well, even the inside of the house, it's like nothing really gives it away that there are 2 witches living. When you go to the kitchen, however, that's where you might start being a little, something's off, because they've got like this skull on the, not on the counter, on the shelf above the counter, and I think I put some like dead alien. I'm pretending it's not an alien, but it's some you know, magical creature that they caught, and maybe it died or something, and maybe they use it for some of their potions or something, like they cut off a tiny little piece of the creature, and this is a train wreck. This is a train wreck, but I'm keeping it because you deserve to see the real me, basically. Yeah, so the house isn't very, like, traditionally witchy, because, I don't know, being a witch is part of their identity, definitely, but they are a lot more than that. They are, obviously, you can also tell that from the title, they are very eco-focused. Yeah, they care a lot about the environment. Anyway, so, like, that's the ground floor, that's the living room and the kitchen, and then if you go up the ladder, there's a very nice tiny bedroom. I forgot the word for the bedroom, and I really love the bedroom. You will see me, or you have seen me, you probably will see me, I'm not sure where exactly we are in the recording. You will see me put the get together closet there, and then put a mirror on it, and those leaves, and yeah, some shoes right in front of the closet. And don't worry, it is perfectly functional. I tested it. The closet is functional, the mirror is functional. Everything I put upstairs, I tried to playtest, and yeah, everything should work. Everything should work. Even downstairs, even in the basement. I will get to the basement later. I just realized I completely forgot to mention the magical basement. Anyway, yeah, so I'm very pleased with how the bedroom turned out, and then obviously there's a bathroom, and yeah, I like the bathroom too. I must say, this might be one of my favorite bathrooms I did lately. It's, again, I playtested it and it works, even though I wasn't sure if it would, but yeah, everything works. And yeah, I think that is all that I really have to say about the upstairs. Eventually, at the end of the video, the pictures will speak for themselves. So yeah, let's go downstairs, because I said these are witches, and even though they are not like the traditional witches, I said that being a witch is still part of their identity. And where are they doing their magical craft? Well, they have a secret basement for that. So if we go downstairs and we go outside to the backyard, there's another ladder. By the way, this ladder gave me... I was honestly about to rage quit, because I was testing it with my sim, and it's just... She should have been able to get like off the ladder, and it just didn't work. And then I figured out why. The ladder has to have a tile on the right and on the left as well, which I think it's stupid, but fine. I fixed it, and yeah, so if you go down the ladder, you will stand in a very awkward, very tiny hallway, and you have to go around the corner and you will see a door, and when you open the door, it's basically a whole new world, I would say. No, not world, but it's very different from the upstairs, because this is really where them being witches truly comes out, because this is where they do their spells, where they prepare their potions, where they do their rituals. I don't know, all you can imagine that a witch does, they are doing there. And I just now realized I forgot to talk about the backyard. I wasn't sure what to put there. It was kind of, or even how to decorate it and stuff. So then I was playing around with it. I was trying out some, I would say, pretty creative things. At least for me, I'm not usually this creative. And yeah, in the end, I put a fireplace in there and a little, not sofa, but I forgot the word. Yeah, and a lot of plants. These two witches love plants. But yeah, also because I love to put plants everywhere. We talked about it. Yeah, and the sofa, it was giving me some issues. I'm not sure what was the problem in the end, but yeah, I tested it and you can definitely sit there. It's all good now, but yeah, something was giving me issues. Something was in the way, even though it wasn't in the way at all. And then I had to move some things around. I deleted something and it worked. So yay, I fixed it. And it still looks quite a lot like how I wanted it to look, so that's pretty cool. By the way, there's a dog barking somewhere in some apartment above me, or no, not downstairs. My downstairs neighbors don't have a dog, but I can see a dog barking this entire time. And did I say I can see a dog or I can hear a dog? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I hope you can't hear him. I'm kinda used to it too, because this dog is... He barks all the time. But yeah, I'm sorry if you can hear him. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it. I can maybe do something about my budgies. That's why I started recording this super early, because it's still dark outside and they're still sleeping, or at least they are quiet, because, you know, they are not nocturnal birds. And yeah, but I can't do anything about a dog that's barking somewhere in an apartment above me. I'm not even sure which floor it is, whose dog it is, but he barks a lot. You know, on one hand I feel bad for him, but on another hand, he's annoying. I'm gonna say it, I love dogs, but this is annoying, this happens all the time. Anyway, yeah, the dog distracted me. I wanted to say, I really want to create the witches that live in this house. I had so much fun building it, and half the time I was just imagining those two witches, so maybe expect I create a sim video in the future. Maybe like next week or in 2 weeks or something like that. I don't know, I already put it down on my schedule. I am definitely gonna do it, but I forgot where exactly I put it, on which date. So, you know, just expect it. It's coming. It will come. And I hope you will like them as much as I already love them, even though I have not created them yet. Yeah, they're so cool. They really care about the environment. I think one of them is actually a doctor, so, you know, they can heal by both magic and science, I guess. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure what the other witch does. Maybe she could be like a cook or something. Yeah, that's kind of a nice job for a modern witch, because I feel like she has a lot of experience from making her potions, so she might make good food as well, or absolutely terrible food if she needs to get rid of someone, if you know what I mean. No, I don't think she's the type to poison people. They're both good witches, and I think they help the werewolves in Moonwood Mill a lot. Look, I'm getting better at it, what I told you. Yeah. By the way, I still need to play through werewolves. I was focusing on the pack in one of my saves right after it came out, and then I got distracted by my 100 baby challenge, and then I never came back to that save, and I kinda missed it. I was playing it with my sim, who originally in The Sims 3 was a werewolf, then I scrapped it, and now that the werewolves pack came out in The Sims 4, I was like, maybe she could be a werewolf again, maybe it could be canon, you know, like I could actually make her a werewolf again. I'm not sure, maybe it's just for this gameplay. And yeah, for a bit I played with her in that save as a werewolf. She had 2 werewolf friends, and her human boyfriend, he just sort of tagged along with them. And yeah, then I kind of abandoned that save, but I'm honestly, if you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen the Raylip cottagecore era save, which was basically, well, it was supposed to be my cottage living gameplay, but I kept getting distracted by Wicked Whims and some other mods that I downloaded. And to be honest, I'm starting to lose interest in that game, in that save. So I might actually like turn it into like all kinds of random gameplay, kinda safe, and I will finish my werewolves playthrough in that safe. I don't know, maybe I could. I mean, it also would be fun if I could focus on some more sims, cause I don't know, having just 2 sims, it's not enough for me. I need the perfect household size for me is like 4 or 5 sims. Anything above that is too much, and anything below that is kind of boring because I have nothing to do, especially when they're together all the time. So it's like I'm only taking care of one sim, and these two are together at all times. Like literally at all times. They are. It's like they are glued together. Anyway, I think it's time for me to end this train wreck of a recording. So anyway, I hope you did enjoy it, even though I really don't know why I was talking about the things that I was talking about, but hey, it just happened. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment if you have anything nice to say. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other social media. I love you guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone, bye guys!